Good morning. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our session. Shall we just begin? Yes, welcome to the Student and Early Career Town Hall meeting. This was called the business meeting last year, and we got the, suggestions that business meeting feels like it is only open for people who has real business with us. But no, it's not. It's open to all student members. So we changed the name to Town Hall because it sounds more democratic and open and welcoming. So yeah, thank you for coming and joining the Town Hall meeting 2025. And welcome if you're like new first year student members, welcome. And I'm really looking forward to having a conversation with you. But before talking about that, we just like go through all of the things that like SECAC did and just like organizational, administrative things. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. First of all, we're going to talk about what is the definition of student and early career scholars and how does it actually work within ICA conference. Like this is very overwhelming, we understand that. And so we want to just like briefly talk about how it works. And then we'll introduce you to the Student and Early Career Advisory Committee team. I'm going to call it SECAC onwards because I cannot say it over and over again. So yeah, SECAC. And then we will introduce all of the initiatives that we have during this ICA conference. And then lastly, we'll show you some of the resources that are available for students so that, after this conference, maybe you can look it up yourself and then join all of those groups to follow up. Okay, so first of things, what is the definition of student early career scholars? So in the ICA handbook or like in the procedures or like we define student early career scholars as PhD student, candidates, or early career. Basically, once you finish your PhD, like within 3 or 5 years, you're always considered as early career scholars. So actually, if you haven't got your associate professorship, you are early career. And right now, I think it's getting longer and longer. Some people are stuck at postdoc for forever. So you are in this category. Yeah. And then how does it actually work? So on the right, you will see like a very complicated chart about all of these hidden work that you don't see during ICA. But there is a lot of like committees and like small groups within ICA that actually make ICA happen. And the star that you can see, Board Student Early Career Representative, which is 2 of us, me, Cecilia, and Daniela. These are our roles, and we are basically the bridge between ICA board members as well as like the division level student reps. And you can see that, on the right, there is, can I? Yeah.
Make it bigger?
No, I cannot make it bigger.
So. No. Maybe if you do this. There.
Okay.
There you can. Yes. There you can see.
Yeah, so you can see that there's like, the divisions, each divisions, they have a chair and each division has like student reps. And we are just like connecting the student reps with the upper level like board of directors. So a lot of things that student might go to their division student representatives, and then they will tell their concerns, and then student representative will tell us, and then we'll like, what can we do next year to support students? So this is like that kind of structure. Okay.
So now, if you're interested in engaging more significantly with the organization, we wanted to tell you some of the characteristics of the tasks and responsibilities that student and early career representatives have. So in terms of the division level, we see that, student and early career representatives are present in divisions and also interest groups. So interest groups, if you don't understand how ICA works yet, interest groups are groups of people that have a specific topical interest, research-based, methodological or topical, that want to become a division at a later time. So they are a group of scholars who apply to become an interest group, and they have always a student and early career representative. So basically, the first thing is they represent the student and early career scholars in their division. They are the first point of contact for new students and early career scholars, so you may want to identify who they are in the divisions that you are part of, and also in the divisions that you want to become part of. So this is a good point of contact to understand also where your research may fit and where you want to belong to, right? Now, they also participate in the organization of events dedicated to students and early career scholars during the conference. So here we have a diversity of events. So some of the representatives will design, for instance, escalator events, PhD colloquium. They also do events before the conference, for instance, preparing to submit papers to the conference. There's some divisions that are very engaged in outreach with student and early career scholars to explain how the organization works. So you may want to find out what are the social media outlets that these divisions have. If you're not familiar with that, you can contact us to ask, and we can put you in contact with the person that you want to contact for that. Now, they also inform their division and interest groups members of the annual conferences, the student and early career events. So we communicate with them, we create the track, and they are the ones who disseminate it. Now, within the SECAC, they are the conveyors of information from the SECAC to their division and interest groups. So they also voice the concerns and questions of the student and early career members of their division and interest group. So each division, each interest group will have different needs and requirements. And it is very important to keep this communication flowing so that we can bring it to the board meeting, to the board members, and actually create some initiatives that respond to these needs. Now, we also participate within the SECAC. We participate in the ICA newsletter, right? We write one article per month, and these newsletter articles sometimes may be lost, but actually they respond to some of the needs of the organization. So as the conference comes up, we talk about pre-conferences, about submissions, about finding your division or interest group, etc. They also help the SECAC with the organization of events for the annual conference. So we have a range of events, and we will present that a little later about the student and early career track, but we have, for instance, a Blue Sky workshop, we have a reception tomorrow, we have the fellow session today, this event here, etc. We also do the work of the annual reception fundraising, and in this sense, we reach out to universities to donate so that we can have a reception. If you have some contacts in your university and you're interested in helping with that, we're also open for that. And finally, they're present at the events organized by the SECAC, including the business meeting, which now is this event, the town hall, and the reception as well. Now, our current goal is shaped by these engagement and these meetings where we assess the needs of different divisions and student and early career representatives, is to enhance this collaboration between the SECAC committee and the student early career reps from divisions and interest groups, to enhance the student and early career agency between ICA. So what we're doing now, we try to have check-in events with representatives to see what the needs are and how they can also have peer learning. We can all have peer learning to see what are the most useful initiatives and what is working for some divisions and can be a learning opportunity for others. We also want to enhance the internationalization and diverse perspectives. And you can see that just by looking at us, right? So we are diverse. I would say the SECAC is very diverse. And we are diversifying even more as we advance. So I think it's important that we want to engage with scholars that come from different national identities, but also from different national locations. And this is very important for us. Serve students and early career scholars in professionalization during the ICA conference and all year round. And I would say in this initiative, this year, what we're doing is mostly the Blue Sky workshop. So we try to focus on topics that are of interest depending on the current labor market. And right now, it is a hard time. So we have focused on alternative academic careers. I think it is useful to bring some hope to the current situation, and this is what we're aiming for. And finally, enhancing peer-to-peer learning. And this we do through meetings and also through facilitating spaces where people can actually share and collaborate. Now here we have some pictures of the current SECAC team. So you see Cecilia and I are the co-chairs, and then we have 5 very engaged members that actually make the work we do possible. So I'll present Miriam Hernandez from California State University, Dominguez Hills. We have Elisa Baik, University of, if you're here, please raise your hands so people know who you are. Elisa Baik from University of Southern California, Rachel Moran from University of Washington, Min Hao Nguyen from University of Amsterdam, and Christine Gilbert from Stony Brook University. Now, because of the travel situations, some of our members couldn't come, and also because life happens. So in that case, some of them are not here today, but what we're doing in this conference is made possible by this team. So thank you for your service. Now, we do want to thank some outgoing members of the team. So Cecilia is ending her term at the end of this conference. We have also Min Hao Nguyen, who has been a very engaged SECAC member, and she's also finishing. And Elisa, thank you so much for your service. Thank you. Now, looking at the future, we want to introduce our incoming co-chair, Ernesto de Leon from University of Amsterdam. He's a postdoctoral research fellow at the University of Amsterdam and part of the Public Values in the Algorithmic Society Consortium. His research focuses on political information flows in a digital age and its effects on political attitudes. In these projects, he uses computational methodologies to explore web behavior, use of algorithmic intermediaries to news, such as social media and search engines, and to conduct large-scale automated content analysis through text-as-data approaches. Now, something that is important here, and is not on CVs, we don't put it on our bios, is Ernesto is also a Latin American. And I am also a Latin American, so Latin America will rule for the next year. And this is what I think the leadership we're talking about. As scholars, we identify ourselves in different groups: methodological, epistemological, theoretical, topical. But I think national identity is also important, and grouping ourselves also in this way is relevant. And scholars from the Global South really can learn from each other. There's a lot of peer-to-peer learning on how to navigate academia and how to maybe tackle and cope with some of the challenges that we face. So, welcome, Ernesto. You want to say some words? You want to say some words?
Thank you. When it's there, it sounds a lot more impressive.
You want a microphone? Because it's a hybrid session. So.
Okay. The virtual, they need to.
Yes, so the microphone.
Yes, now you can hear me. Yes, I was saying it looks a lot more impressive when it's up there. I'm Ernesto. I'm really happy to be taking over as co-chair. I'm excited to have at least 1 year of Latin American rule. We'll see what happens after that. And yeah, I'm here to serve. I'm here to help. So if you have any suggestions, any ideas, just let us know. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to South Africa and being there. So thank you.
So hablamos español, if you need also. We're bilingual now this year. Okay, now, Cecilia will talk about that.
Just a little bit more about like how this works is that for the co-chair role, like actually the role takes like 2 years. So we're doing like this kind of staggering like ways. This is my second year being the co-chair. Daniela, this is her first year. And then so like, you know, there's some continuity in between, and then she can like, it's not too overwhelming for the one single chair. And then next year she will take more charge. And then like Ernesto obviously he's always involved in ICA, obviously as a student rep. In which division? What? Okay, political communication. Yeah. So like there is like some continuities and learning from each other, and yeah, like the co-chair role is 2 years, and then for like committee members, there's like 5 years or something. So 3 years, 5 years, 5 years. So it's a long like time to serve in. 3 years, sorry, 3 years. Everyone serves a long time during ICA, actually. Not adding 2 more years for you. Sorry. Yeah, so that we are continuously like responding towards like the student members' needs, etc. Okay, so moving on to what we are doing this year. First of all, we're doing this every year, that we create what is called a student track list. These are like all of the events that are dedicated for professionalization opportunities for you. We already promoted it on social media, on Facebook, LinkedIn, Blue Sky, Twitter, and it's also printed out. You can see it in the main hallway, so it's, you know, exactly look like this. And if you go into your ICA app, there's like tag that you can filter out. So like you can filter, use a filter to see all of these student track events as well. It's like some feature, or like we are manipulating the affordances of social media to give you like chances to know that these are, yeah, because we're communication scholars. So you can see these events, and a lot of them are Blue Sky workshops. You don't be fooled by the name Blue Sky workshops. This is just like workshops, like real workshops that help you with like different topics of like professionalization, such as how to be a good reviewer, how do you navigate the career side of things, especially during a very difficult time like this year or next year. There's also like workshops about like how to build your own research agenda or research projects and stuff like that, or co-authoring. So these are like very practical workshops that you can go to on top of the things that related to your research topics. So yeah, please check it out. And then this is the Blue Sky workshop that we organized this year, which is called Alternative Academic Pathways. Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So this year we're interested in focusing, emphasizing the importance of considering alternative professional pathways for academics. So we invited 3 people who have PhDs in communication or adjacent fields, and have had very successful professional trajectories outside of academia. So we really invite you to come to this session. This type of session is not like a regular panel. The idea here is to have a high level of interaction and question and discussion and dialogue between the attendees and the presenters. So the idea here is to understand the ways in which people access these career pathways, the skills that are necessary, the networking, the differences between networking, for instance, in academia and in industry, and also the ways in which you can build your CV, etc., in order to access these opportunities. Of course, this is very relevant today, but I think it will also be very interesting to see how these 3 professionals have built their careers. So the first one, of course, is a star scholar, basically. She's Dana Boyd. So just going to see her, I think, will be interesting. The second one is we have also tried to have a diversity of methods, so people who have skills in different methods and how they have entered the industry. So Katie Gach is actually a qualitative UX researcher at Meta. And then we have Steve Thompson, and he's a data scientist at Spotify. So I think we can all be identified here in some way, in ways in which, in the work we do methodologically, we often separate ourselves methodologically, so this is interesting. And we hope to see you tomorrow at noon at this event. I think, okay? You want to say something else here?
This is in another hotel, the other hotel, just one.
Okay, so it is in the Grand Hyatt?
Yeah, I think it's in the other Grand Hyatt hotel, just to make sure that everyone,
yeah, important.
It's not here.
Okay, so it's not here. It is going to be in the other conference hotel. I think this one is yours, but this one is today.
Yeah, okay. And then after this session, there is also the ICA Fellow session. So it's right now called ICA Fellows Advice to Their Younger Selves. Basically, it's the ICA Fellow session. It's like every year ICA elects their ICA Fellows, which are like very accomplished ICA senior scholars. It's a recognition for their lifelong work, but we now trying to increase mentorship and interaction among senior scholars with junior scholars. So this year, last year we did it as well, but this year the format will be a little bit different. It will be roundtable sessions. There are altogether, I think, 14 tables organized by different like themes or divisions. So each table will have one. methods and topics. So each table you can just go. You don't need to register for this session. You just go, and you can find your own tables based on your research interest or method, etc. And then if you have like questions to talk to with the senior scholars, you can just like ask them questions. It's more less high stake, I would say. And informal than like what we see before. So yeah, if you have time from 12 to 1:15, you can go. It's also in the other hotel. Yeah, if you want to take a picture of it, you can, and then you can filter it out from the ICA app. Okay, the last, the most exciting for me is every year we organize student reception, and this year it will be like Sunday 8 to 10 p.m. I made the poster. I'm very proud of it. I love this. There will be drinks, and you can socialize with your peers, and there will be music and dance. And this year we're doing a crowdsourced music list because we want it to be very diverse, and we recognize that dance music is very important. If you can hear the music that you listen to since adolescence, you will be more interested to dance, and we want the dance floor to be filled with more diverse dancers, not just like North American scholars or young students. So yeah, so like please scan the QR code and add suitable like dance music. Some like a bit more fast paced, because I realize that some people just add karaoke music that is like more melodramatic, not danceable music. So make sure that you add danceable music. That's the new word that I coined. And yeah, this year we are very fortunate to have a lot of sponsors. Beijing University, Underwood Institute, some like a lot of like Hong Kong University, CityU Hong Kong, and Chinese University Hong Kong, and North American like universities as like Stony Brook, Northwestern University, and Zurich, University of Zurich. Amsterdam, and I think, yeah, there's just like a very diverse institutions that give us receptions, that make our receptions happen, because of inflation, drinks are super expensive, and we want to provide enough drinks for you so that you can feel relaxed enough to dance. So hydrated as well, yeah. Not just alcoholic. There is a balanced choice of alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. So if you think that your institution would like to be highlighted, you can also contact your institutions so that they can contact us to like provide us with sponsorship. In return, we give them some promotional opportunities. So this year we actually like pull together like slideshows to introduce each institutions at the beginning of the reception, and some of them are actively recruiting, they are wanting more like people to join their department. So some of them also like send us like recruitment information. So you will see them in the slideshow later on Sunday evening. Yeah. Okay.
Now, building community within student and early career reps. So I think it's important to note that we communicate with student and early career scholars at ICA constantly, and we find that this communication often does not reach many of you. So it is important to talk about all the ways in which you can connect with us and make sure that you get the information that you need as well. So the first one would be the ways in which we communicate. So the first one is the link. So if you're not familiar with the link, we'll talk about it a little more in depth a little later. But this is an intranet.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like an internal social network, yeah. I guess? Yes, okay. So this is the first point, and this would be, if you are signed up for this, you will receive some updates on your email also about things that are posted on the link. The second one is email. So we will send you emails, sometimes directly from us and sometimes through also the link. Sometimes, depending on the way you have set up your notifications, you will receive like one email with all of the link postings. in time, as we know as communication scholars, people are desensitized to these notifications. So, be careful that the way in which you set it up is also useful for you to actually get these notifications. And in terms of our internal student early career representatives, if you are a student and early career representative, we have a WhatsApp group in order to help you also be up to date and to also disseminate the information to your early career scholars in your division. Now, we have set up now a mid-year online check-in with student and early career representatives. And what we do here is we assess the needs of student early career representatives. So if you're a first year, an incoming student early career representative, you may want to join this and maybe come to us, ask us how you can also make sense of your role. Because we see that in many of the divisions, interest groups, sometimes we don't know what we're doing. So we are happy to give you some information on this, some guidance, and also connect you with others who are doing great work. And finally, we do an in-person gathering. So we do that, of course, during the conference. We have done a breakfast this time, and also this event here is the other opportunity we have. Now, this one is...
Yeah, so these are some of the resources that you can look into after we finish this session. So if you go on to... Okay, super big. So if you go on to the ICA website, you will see that there is this tab called the link. If you're ICA student, members, you can just click the link, it will lead you to another platforms, and then you need to log in, and it's like ICA internal forums, and you will be put into different communities, by divisions or maybe your status, and there is also a public channel. So a lot of this is set up because Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, is not necessarily accessible to all countries because of political situation, obviously. So this is partially that effort to make sure that all of these resources are accessible to all student members. So yeah, use the link, even though it will have send you email notification, but do check it out. And inside the link, there is a community called Student and Early Career Resource Hub. And this is, if you go in, you'll see lots of forums and discussion topics, and you can just check it out. And you can post things there yourself as well. It's not just coming from top down communication. You can also ask for help in them. I just want to make sure that you know that you can post it yourself, not just wait for others to post. And in terms of other kinds of resource, there is a tab called Resource, and yeah, and then, you can see a lot of things ICA now do merchandise as well, so you can check it out. In terms of what we did previously, SECAC actually organized or produced a podcast called Growing Up Calm, and you can have access to it and listen to it on Spotify and different channels. This, inside Growing Up Calm, there's also different topics about professionalization and how do you cross disciplines, etc. And this was done a couple of years ago. In terms of social media, we are present on Facebook. So if you go to Facebook and then you search student early career scholars community, and you can add yourself in, or if you can also add me or Daniela or Ernesto on social media, and then we can drag you in as well. So these are, this is the Facebook group, and also we have Twitter or X and Blue Sky, and then the hashtag? No, it's the account is the handle is ICA SECAC. So you can find it and yeah, follow it. And our email address is icasecac21@gmail.com. If you, obviously, if you go to, shoot, where is it? Okay. No, this is a different page. Yeah. So, okay. If you go to the ICA website and then you go see the tab group, and then in that you can see the communities and student and early career. You will see our ICA Facebook, not Facebook, the ICA page for us, and then you can find this email address as well as the co-chair's email address, so that you can have a more direct reach towards us. If you want to take a picture, screenshot it now. Okay, and then lastly, we also have the newsletter. So each month we will write a newsletter that is related to maybe the annual conference, maybe about submission, maybe about other things like mental health as early career scholars, etc. And you will receive like an email notification in the beginning of month, and that's like, you know, ICA newsletter. So it will have a student column that we wrote, as well as like senior scholars or like presidents also write newsletters. So they are useful information, but I realize that a lot of people don't know that there is a newsletter. So we want to highlight that newsletter has some really good information as well. You want to? Yeah.
Yes. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what is called by the organization as the employment exception. So wait, let's put it in, no, here, slideshow. Yes. So, yes. So basically, what we're talking about here is often when you defend, if you have recently defended your PhD, you will find out that associations become significantly more expensive for you, because once you have a PhD, it changes. But many associations, including ICA, offer what is called an employment exception, which means that if your contract is not permanent, you are able to apply for a discounted rate in your membership. So this sometimes, you know, is missed here, but when you are doing your membership types and dues, it's called discounted, and it includes student, emeritus, and employment exception. You have to apply for this. You need to send a letter from your supervisor and your contract to show that it is a limited contract, and you will have a significantly lower half of the membership rate. So if you have any questions about this, let us know, but we thought it would be interesting for you to know that this exists. And I think that is it from us. If you have any questions, comments, and suggestions, we would love to hear from you. And you have to come to the microphone because this is a hybrid session, so there's...
It's a simple question, but all the representatives from the divisions are here for the talk?
No, they're not.
Sadly not.
They will be there in their, like, you know, you can...
In their business meetings, usually if they are here, they will be there. But their contact information is in ICA's website. Mm-hmm. Some of them are here. Raise your hands if you are a student early career. There's two. So their contact information is on ICA's website, and you should contact them. If you don't receive any answer for some reason, contact us, and we'll get you connected.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, because a lot of business meetings, I noticed that they are ended. So
that they ended?
Yeah, like it was, you know, like on a Friday or Thursday.
Oh, yeah, okay. But don't worry about it. You can contact them directly. You can contact us. There's also Julie is also always available. But the three of us, I would say, could also connect you with them.
Thank you.
Hi, good morning. There is a list of all of the elected leaderships for division interest groups. There's a roster right on the front end of the website, and you can take a look and see who the student and early career rep is for your division and interest groups. And if you can't find it, feel free to email me.
Great. Yes.
I'm curious about the name Blue Sky, because there's now a social media platform called Blue Sky. And I wonder if that might cause some confusion in the future.
And here there's a room called Blue Sky also here during the conference. So I don't know. Julie, do you have an answer for that? We don't know. How? That is very interesting. Maybe it's a hopeful name like Blue Skies coming to us. But I don't know. But this is what comes to my imaginary.
It was always called Blue Sky. I was also confused. Like in the beginning, I was also confused, like why is it called Blue Sky? But it seems like it has always been called Blue Sky. I guess it's like hopeful, like signifying like growth or something like that, looking beyond.
The future.
Yeah.
Brighter futures. Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah.
Yes.
As someone from Colorado, Mount Blue Sky is one of our mountains here. So, to add another confusion. My question is about the roundtable session after this. Do you have a list of what topics or methodologies will be at those tables?
We do. Let's open it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, let's open it. I think it's here we have a shared doc.
Yeah, in my email there is a shared doc.
Okay.
I think, okay, give me a second so that I pull that out. Table plan.
I do have a question in the meantime, if it takes the focus off Cecilia. If you're interested in becoming part of the SECAC committee, how does one go about doing that?
That is Julie's area.
Thank you. I have an immense fear of public speaking, so I really appreciate being called back. No, I'm kidding. The committee appointment process at ICA it's an annual process where we look at the slate of committee vacancies. They all have kind of rotating terms. So in any given year, there might be 1 or 2 members rotating off, and it's staggered for the memory piece of that. There is a forum, I feel funny having my back to everybody. I'll just stand this way. There is a forum online on the ICA website for letting us know that you're interested in committee service. That call opens mid-September every year, is open till about mid-January. And how it works is kind of a long process. So you can apply from September to January, and then I work with the incoming president because the committee appointments fall under their purview. And if you're placed on a committee, then you would start that final day of that year's conference in May or June. And I'll give the disclaimer, there's not always room for everybody. They are looked at for composition needs to be balanced in terms of varied diversity and interest. But yeah, that would be the first step, is to fill out that form. It's a long.
Thank you. Engagement opportunities. Yeah, engagement opportunities. Service opportunities.
So here. So there you can find all the ways in which you can become involved, and there's a term like.
Yeah.
So about the next session was.
Okay. Next. Yes.
There it is. Okay. So here you can see. Let's look at it maybe a little bit. There's journalism. We have gender, feminist theory, critical media theory, and intersectionality. We have media sociology, visual communication, and digital activism. We have risk and crisis communication, organizational communication, emotion and influencers, mass communication, news, intercultural, cross-cultural, and methods. We have another journalistic culture, political journalism, computational, social. There's something for everyone. Qualitative research as well. So this has a mix. Critical theory, political economy, media effects, teen adolescent communication, health communication, patient-provider interaction, privacy in healthcare, interracial communication, mobile communication, media psychology, and health. So there's a lot of health communication, but I think methodologically and topically there's something for everyone. Yeah? Right, another question?
And related to Julie's email, the program says Grand Convention Center 2. It doesn't even say Grand 2, like all the other events at the other hotel. I thought it was in like the literal convention center with the bear across the street. So just a comment, not a question.
Thank you.
Two buildings, but they're both at the Grand.
It says Grand Convention Center.
Right, it's right next door to the Grand Hyatt, so it's still part of that.
I know where it is, but it's inconsistent with the other ways that sometimes it's referred to in the program.
Yeah, just a heads up.
Okay, and thank you. Thank you for that. Yes, locating places in conferences is hard, for sure. Paris was especially hard. Paris was very confusing. Yeah, this is a skill. Like I navigated the Paris ICA convention on your CV. I found my rooms. Yeah. Next year, Julie, let's do one of these.
Okay. Any other questions? Especially next year, it's going to be in South Africa.
Here.
Oh. Yeah, so like we want to hear your suggestions and needs, things that you're confused about. Not necessarily related to like the conference itself, but like as students, what might be some of the things that you want to know as well. Because the last session with the the orientation, a lot of students are also asking about how do you navigate the conference. So we can also talk about that here as well.
Or you can come one-on-one when we finish. We will hang out for a little bit. Sometimes we don't feel comfortable going to the microphone, so yeah. And thank you for anyone who connected online. Thank you so much. or wherever you are. And yeah, so if that's it.
If no more questions, we can just call it to the end, and then we're here to chat afterwards as well. Thank you so much for joining.